First Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Lee Southwick, and we are tracking storms in our area. Some of these storms are severe. Let's zoom in, of course, to the First Coast. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now, one for parts of Glynn and Camden counties, one for parts of Duval and Nassau counties. So this is what we're watching here. Storms all up and down the coast, and more storms off to the west. You can see it near Lake City. Those storms, and the ones near Waycross too, that's going to continue to move east. And when it collides with the sea breeze, which right now is just a little past, just a little west of the St. Johns River, that could create more thunderstorms to pop up. So we are not done with the rain, obviously. It's still out there right now, but I think it will continue until a little after sunset, because that is when we could see more of these storms continue to pop up when it collides with the sea breeze. So right now, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Let me pull up my information here from the National Weather Service so I can give you some more information on these 2 cells individually. I'm going to zoom in for you too here. Let's start with the Duval and Nassau County thunderstorm. So this just moved through, it was kind of near downtown. This is a storm that likely caused Jazz Fest to be delayed, where they asked people to go back into their car because the lightning was close by. And now it's moving into Nassau County, and it is heading towards, say, the Fernandina Beach area as well. Wind gusts of 60 miles an hour possible, and hail possible in this system. So let's see here from the National Weather Service. Let's pull up this severe thunderstorm warning. There are 2, and we need there's the Glynn County one. Here we go. Lots of stuff coming in. So for the Duval and Nassau County one, this goes for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is until 4:30 p.m. So heads up to those of you in Fernandina Beach, and it's also, of course, moving over Talbot Island. People, unfortunately, outside biking, hiking, enjoying the beach, and on the boats too. And this is what you need to avoid, because 60-mile-per-hour winds, it is awful to be stuck outside in that. Of course, hail too, frequent lightning. Lightning can be deadly, as we all know, and heavy rain. So we're going to watch that system very closely. Besides that, we also have another severe thunderstorm warning, and this goes until 4:30 as well. And this one is going to be for Glynn and Camden counties. Let's move this north into Georgia. This is a very strong storm. Look at all of this lightning. Let's put a lightning tracker on this. Wow, 530 lightning strikes in this screen here. This is moving through Brunswick and heading for St. Simon's Island. A lot of people out at St. Simon's Island this weekend too. Extremely dangerous storm moving into St. Simon's Island. Of course, for the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, but also for all of that lightning. Heavy blinding rain, but that lightning. People have to get off the water. People have to get into shelter immediately. That is a lot of lightning. That is a scary, dangerous situation there. So again, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. That's what we're on air for right now, streaming with you in Georgia and in Nassau and Duval counties. Let's see, I'm getting some updates right now too from the National Weather Service. Okay, so I'm going to go down to Crescent Beach, and let's go to St. Johns County, because it looks like one of these cells had a little funnel cloud spotted with it. So not a tornado warning, but in St. Johns County, with all of these cells that pop up today, they have the possibility of spinning. And so that's why we said yesterday and this morning there was the very, very, very low risk of a tornado, but not zero. So it looks like there was a funnel cloud that was spotted right near Crescent Beach. right over the Matanzas Inlet, just west of the A1A bridge. So it was likely interacting with some sort of sea breeze or intercoastal breeze and caused a funnel cloud, but it did not touch down. But that's just one of the many things that we're watching out for today. In Butler Beach, we have thunderstorm wind damage. St. Johns County Fire Rescue reports several power lines and trees down in Butler Beach. No structure damage or power outages were reported. That's good. But still, power lines and trees down in Butler Beach due to strong wind gusts, straight line winds, this looks like. Wow, lots of things going on. So now let's take another look, big picture. Let's go back. So not everyone receiving rain right now, but the moral of the story is where these thunderstorms develop, they have the potential of being strong or even severe, with damaging wind gusts of around 60 miles an hour, with the possibility of small hail, with the possibility of frequent lightning. That's almost a given at this point, and heavy blinding rain. And the rain can be so heavy that it does have the potential of causing some localized flooding, some of those low-lying areas to start to pool. So we'll watch that closely. Now we have a sea breeze that's kind of, let's see if I can draw this. It's somewhere right in that area. And so we're going to watch for the cells over in Lake City to continue to move east, because when it collides with that sea breeze, that's when we could see these thunderstorms really start to take off and bubble up. So notice where all of those storms are starting to form, it's right along the sea breeze and they drift back towards the beach. So on your screen, it's this way. So you have the sea breeze that's continuing to push inland, and then the storms carry out to the beach. And so that's where we're seeing the line of storms starting to pop up. Really, they're downpours, and then they grow and they strengthen and they become thunderstorms as they head towards the coast. Now that cell, though, out by Lake City, all of these storms that we're seeing across southeast Georgia, inland spots, and inland northeast Florida, as those continue to move towards the coast, we'll have to watch out for those to collide with the sea breeze to create more strong thunderstorms. So if you're tuning in, today we've had the potential of severe thunderstorms. Now we're seeing that happen, we have strong thunderstorms across everyone who's seeing a thunderstorm. It's a stronger thunderstorm, but we do have two severe thunderstorms. Lots and lots of lightning right now over Brunswick, heading towards St. Simon's Island, and then another severe thunderstorm with the winds of 60 miles an hour and small hail possible, moving across Duval County, heading into Nassau County, and specifically Fernandina Beach. So two severe thunderstorms there. What about for the rest of you, and what about tomorrow? We have a lot to talk about. Of course, it's hot and humid out there too, helping provide some of that instability for these storms, but you can see where we've had rain and cloud cover because temperatures have dropped into the 70s and the 80s. Meanwhile, places like Gainesville baking at 95, Keystone Heights 93, Lake City is at 90. And then when we look at our heat index values, of course, it feels even warmer than that too. All right, we're just getting some more reports talking about the strong storms. So for the rest of the evening, rain chances stay in the forecast. After sunset, still, we'll see some of these storms out there. Then we head into Memorial Day. Starts off the same as today. The earlier you can get out there, the better. For any outdoor plans, of course, we have services in the morning. For Memorial Day, 8 a.m. It's not too bad temperature-wise in the 70s, but it is humid. As you head into the afternoon, these temperatures really start to ramp up into the middle 90s for some of you, and heat index values hover around 100 degrees. If you're going to the beach to cool off, couple of things to keep in mind. Burn time of 10 minutes with the UV index that is getting up there around or even past 10. Moderate risk of rip currents. Please swim near a lifeguard. And the 40% coverage of rain. So tomorrow will be similar to today. So you can see here, this is this evening, Sunday, 8 o'clock. Still some storms out there. Then we move into Monday, Memorial Day. It starts off dry, but once we head into the afternoon and evening hours, we'll watch for the redevelopment of some of those storms out there too. And those storms could potentially be strong or severe yet again. Here's a look at today's risk when it comes to severe storms from the Storm Prediction Center. And you can see that it's pretty much all of the First Coast were highlighted under that threat of severe weather, which we're obviously seeing now with these severe thunderstorms. So this is for today. And actually, I'm just going to show you tomorrow's. I'm going to try to load this up for you. Get a little behind the scenes action here. So this is our highlight for today. Now tomorrow, Memorial Day, that's what it looks like. So you can see it's more for southeast Georgia, but still cuts into Nassau County and parts of Duval County too. So the risk of severe weather, again, exists for parts of our area again tomorrow. Let's go back to the radar. And I'm going to check on Slack. All right, so it looks like we have... So for the severe thunderstorm warning in the Brunswick area, wind gusts of 60, hail of at least 1 inch, heavy rainfall, and deadly lightning. That is the concern with that severe thunderstorm warning. We have an update as well for the severe thunderstorm warning here. That's really now more of Nassau County. You can see that they kind of redrew the severe thunderstorm warning polygon, and they left out more of the metro area. But now this is moving still towards Fernandina Beach. It's not a very big storm, but this cell here does have the potential. Of course, you can see the lightning on the screen, heavy rain, and those wind gusts of 60 miles an hour, and maybe some small hail. So that is going to hit Fernandina Beach. Heads up to Fernandina Beach if you know anyone out there. In fact, I know some people out there at the beach. I'm going to send them a text right now. Everyone, if you have friends, family who are St. Simon's Island, Fernandina Beach, let's see, Ponte Vedra, it's raining right there too right now. Send them a text and make sure that they are getting to shelter. I send the text right now to my friend who I know had a beach day planned with her friends in Fernandina Beach. Get off beach, severe thunderstorm warning in Fernandina. Cool. I hope the rest of you did that with me. Okay, let's seriously go back up to the St. Simon's Island storm. So you saw how small and isolated that Fernandina Beach cell was. This is massive. This line of storms here that it extends well up through coastal Georgia. Let's see how far this goes up to. Yeah, I noticed that we're continuing all the way towards Hilton Head Island. Some of that rain, we lose a good visual of the storm because it's so far away from our local radar. But back home, massive storm over Brunswick, over St. Simon's Island, Jekyll Island. You'll get some of that too. Lots and lots of lightning. Let's get a new look of the lightning counter here. 513 strikes. So over 500 lightning strikes still associated with the storm over coastal Georgia. 500 number of strikes now, 494. Of course, I said 500 and then it dropped. That is crazy. 497 lightning strikes. That's so much lightning, so scary. So please, if you have friends or family in the St. Simon's Island area, Jekyll Island, make sure that they are paying attention, getting inside, and getting to shelter too. All right, what about the rest of us? So we are going to continue down south. Of course, we passed Fernandina. We already talked about that severe thunderstorm warning. Those of you who have been in Atlantic Beach today, you've already had a couple of rounds of rain and storms. Right now you have a dry pocket, but you're not done. So if you're about to try to head back out, one, you can see that small shower there that's trying to cross over 295 right now and head that way. So maybe a few little sprinkles. But again, we could have more thunderstorm activity later on. We have all of this development here just along and west of the St. Johns River, kind of near Green Cove Springs. Those are going to continue to move out towards the beaches. So Ponte Vedra Beach, you have some rain right now, more potentially on the way. All of the cells that pop up in this direction, they head right back for the beach. So unfortunately, not the best day for the beach. I hope a lot of you got out there and enjoyed it earlier today, because now, yeah, it's not the best. All right, let's zoom back in, continue our radar tour. I'm going to zoom into the Ponte Vedra area. Looks like we got a downpour there. Don't see lightning associated with that, but lightning is still possible in that cell. Then further south, we have more rain. This goes, so it looks like St. Augustine dry right now, but if I move this west, you'll see the development of some more rain again out to the west, so more rain possible. All the way down to go towards Marineland. Looks like that rain starting to wrap up there, moving offshore, but again, not done with it yet. Flagler Beach, getting some of that rain. Woo, Crescent City, you got a good cell there. It's small, but it's intense. Some frequent lightning, some very heavy rain associated with that cell. And then again, more of these downpours that just continue to pop up. Green Cove Springs, Fleming Island, near downtown. It looks like another cell has developed. So again, earlier we heard thunder in downtown Jacksonville. Jazz Fest was impacted. That is the severe thunderstorm warning, or the severe thunderstorm that is now heading into Fernandina Beach. This looks like the redevelopment of another cell right there. So that's what's possible throughout the rest of today, the rest of the afternoon into the evening until after sunset. Just redevelopment, pop-up downpours over and over again. So unfortunately, I can't tell you exactly where the rain is going to appear next because they just keep popping up like that. Let's see what else. I'm going to try to show you guys some cameras. What better way to see thunderstorms than taking a live look? So this is Fort Caroline right now. Let's see, I'm going to try to get near some of these cells. Let's go up to Brunswick, St. Simon's Island, and start there. Okay, so this, start getting some more updates from the National Weather Service. So this is St. Simon's Island that you're looking at right now. Oof, bad time to be caught out there and caught outside. Severe thunderstorm warning. So the severe thunderstorm warning was reissued in Glynn and Camden counties. This now goes until 5:15 p.m. for Glynn and Camden counties. That thunderstorm is moving east at 15 miles an hour, still has the potential of producing quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We're going to do some more radar tours. Let's just continue. Let's go into the, or not radar tours, excuse me, camera tours. State Route 25 east. So we're going inland. Let's go down. Some of these cameras are down too. So this is all the Brunswick, St. Simon's Island area. Just rough out there. Okay, back to the radar real quick because it looks like the severe thunderstorm warning for the oh my goodness, sorry for zooming out so far. Okay, so this severe thunderstorm warning, they're still watching it. Let's see here. It's a special weather statement. Marineland, that is south, but that had a wind gust of 48 miles an hour they just talked about. Special weather statement for Gilchrist and Columbia counties, Suwannee counties. So watching those storms out west. Let's go back out there. Oh yeah, look at that. That's starting to really pop up and get going. So let's zoom in here as this moves into Columbia County. This Fort White, you're about to get hit with a thunderstorm. Looks like there's some lightning really starting to pop there. Heavier rain out towards lakes, or heading into Lake City. This is going to continue to move east. This is the one that I'm concerned about colliding with the sea breeze and creating some big thunderstorms closer to the metro area. So this looks like this cell is going to follow along and south of I-10. So this will be the next one to keep our eye on. Okay, yes, so that severe thunderstorm warning that was over Fernandina has been downgraded. Still a very strong storm, still has some strong gusty winds and frequent lightning, but downgraded from a severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning for Brunswick and St. Simon's still very much underway. That one goes until 5:15. Okay. So, big picture, maybe you're watching from Waycross. You had a few showers. It's nothing intense or severe, but more showers moving your direction. You're not done with the rain just yet. Those of you along coastal Georgia, southeast Georgia, you have the severe thunderstorm warning right now. Looks like more rain on the way. The lightning, notice all the lightning hanging out by the coast, right along the beaches here in Georgia, and that does extend down into northeast Florida. Now, of course, we do have the thunderstorm that's moving into Columbia County, but the rest of the activity with the lightning really right along the coast and along the beaches. So we get the pop-up downpours along the St. Johns River into the west of the St. Johns River, and then they continue to move east, and they move east towards the beaches, and unfortunately become dangerous with lightning as they head towards the beaches and towards a lot of the waterways where people are out on the boat, just caught outside. So dangerous situation, unfortunately, this evening. And again, if you're just tuning in and you have plans outside for Memorial Day, it's going to be similar to today, where the earlier you get outside, the better. Now, I will say tomorrow's rain coverage right now looks like it's going to be a bit lower than today's, but I can't guarantee that, of course. As of this morning, we woke up and we saw, looks like there's going to be a couple more thunderstorms than originally thought today. I can't rule out that actually happening again tomorrow, too. Depends on what's going on in our atmosphere. As of right now, it looks like it would be a little bit less overall coverage, but still, thunderstorms are in the forecast on Memorial Day. So morning events, good to go, humid, warm, but in the afternoon, we get the development of some thunderstorms, and some storms tomorrow, once again, could potentially become severe, wind gusts of 60 miles an hour, maybe some small hail, and of course the lightning. That's so dangerous if you're caught outside. So that lightning will continue as well. So if you are going out to the beach, a lot of people have off work tomorrow, going to the beach, going on the boat, starting the unofficial start of summer, just please try to keep shelter nearby. It's hard if you're on a boat. Just please be careful, because notice how quickly these popped up. They, especially out towards the beaches like the Atlantic Beach one, you heard one rumble of thunder, and then it exploded, and it was right over everyone. You don't want to be caught in an area where you can't get to safety and shelter quickly. So just please be weather aware tomorrow if you are outside, out and about. I know that most all of us are from here, and we know what we're doing, but it is my job to remind you all about how quickly these things can pop up and how dangerous and deadly they can become. So more of the thunderstorms are moving over southern Putnam. That was crazy. Sorry about that glitch. There we go. Over Crescent City. That's going to continue to move to the east too. So those in the Flagler Beach area still watching out. Jazz Fest gates now open at 7 p.m. So if you were planning to head out to Jazz Fest and you were waiting for some of this rain to pass, the gates now open at 7 p.m. Let's zoom back into the downtown area. Thank you, Carolina, my producer, for sending me that update. So over downtown, nothing right now, but look at that cell that's just to the north. That's the same area where we really watched that other thunderstorm develop and start to strengthen, the one that's now over Fernandina Beach. So this is a repeating pattern, and this is what's continuing to be a possibility through the rest of the evening. We have notice how it really just kind of popped up and developed. Let me move this back an hour. So you see how it just kind of pops up out of thin air and quickly gets moving. That's why it's so hard to tell you where the next rain is going to develop, because it's a smaller cell right now. It's isolated, but it is unfortunately creating issues for everyone who's getting caught in it. So I can't give you that heads up of exactly where it's going. Well, this is cool. Looks like we got a couple of outflow boundaries and sea breeze. Oh no, that's okay. Sea breeze. This looks like it's going to be a collision. Do you guys see those two green? Let me see if I can highlight them for you. Pause. So here's one. Here's the other. See how they're moving towards each other? If they collide, we could see development there too. So we'll have to watch 301 and west to see if that's where we get a collision, and that can cause some thunderstorms to develop. Let me zoom out, please. There we go. Notice that near St. George, a little downpour right there developing behind that one outflow boundary. And so already it has the potential to cause some storms to develop or some downpours to develop. So we'll keep an eye on that one. All right, clear the screen. Let's get another check on Fernandina Beach. Yeah, that's getting a bit bigger. Let me take this off an hour. Let's go back to the 30-minute loop so you get a better idea of what's happening right now. So for the past 30 minutes. So it looks like it got a bit bigger and it's spreading over Fernandina Beach. Yulee is getting rain, of course, right to the north too. So that severe thunderstorm warning, that storm itself, it's getting close to St. Mary's. St. Mary's has one cell over it right now with lightning that's popping up. And now another, we'll have to see if that holds. If that is extending down, it looks like it is. And so if that trend continues kind of in this direction, that would then eventually move over St. Mary's and move towards Cumberland Island. And who knows, maybe Fernandina. So watching all of this very closely. But as of right now, I'm going to do another, we're about to wrap things up here. This was just a quick cut in to tell you guys about what's happening, what's going on. And of course, we have our 6 p.m. newscast on NBC and our 6:30 newscast on ABC. So you can tune back in at that time, less than an hour and a half away. Before we go, though, I want to give you one look, a big look at what is happening in our forecast, not only today, but tomorrow for Memorial Day too. So right now we have the development of thunderstorms. They are popping up and moving towards the beaches. There's another cell moving into Columbia County, and we'll have to watch to see when that hits the sea breeze, if that really sparks some more thunderstorms. But the moral of the story is off and on showers and storms will continue through this evening. Those of you who get the rain, you cool down. Where you haven't seen rain, it is still hot out there. It's humid, feeling warmer. And then as we head through the evening hours, we're going to continue to see the rain chances stick around. As we head into Monday, unfortunately, rain and storms still a possibility. So the earlier you get out there, the better for your Memorial Day. Temperatures warm up into the middle 90s, heat index values near 100 degrees. If you're going to the beach, burn time of around 10 minutes, a moderate risk of rip currents, but then of course the rain chances there. So for the thunderstorms that develop, they could potentially become strong. So again, we'll still see some showers and storms throughout the rest of the evening hours, and then unfortunately as we head into our Monday, more of those storms develop. So I'm just going to give a quick check from the National Weather Service, make sure there's nothing pressing I want to get to you. Looks like we have a flood advisory for Glynn and Camden counties. So part of that big cell up there. Severe thunderstorm warning, now creating flood advisories too. We're going to keep a very close eye on that one for you. More of us can continue to see these showers and storms. I showed you where we have that sea breeze and the outflow boundary that's about to collide. So that will be an area really over the 301 corridor in the next hour that we have the next potential for more severe thunderstorms there, for more thunderstorms to develop, and then they could potentially become severe. And then that's going to drift back to the east towards the beaches too. So those of you at the beaches, unfortunately, if you're looking for that break to get out there this evening, looks like more rain is on the way. Also, I just saw that pop up on the screen. That is a new addition to the severe thunderstorm warning. So it now includes Kingsland and St. Mary's, and it's just right on the state line. So it doesn't include Fernandina Beach, but it's very close to it because of how that cell extended down, all of that lightning, over 500 lightning strikes. So this is our next big system that we'll watch out for there. That's current. And then along 301, that's where we'll watch out for the development of more thunderstorms through the afternoon, through the early evening hours. Those are going to drift to the east. Okay. So you said 40 seconds, Bella?
Yes, 40 seconds.
All right. Bella is my amazing producer, director. She's doing all of it. She's behind the scenes that makes this happen. So let's leave you guys here with a big picture. No, this is not just us. It's all across Florida. But Severe thunderstorm warnings remain possible through this evening. I'm going to be back at 6 o'clock and 6:30 on NBC and ABC, tracking this for you once again. We will be here keeping a very close eye on it. Tomorrow, more severe thunderstorms are possible in the afternoon and evening hours, so please stay weather aware for the rest of the day today and tomorrow. But thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the news also again at 11 o'clock tonight too.